Well now, let's just suppose for a moment that you were to wake up. I mean, really wake up. Perhaps you've just come out of a dreadful nightmare, one of those sticky ones, where you're running in mud, and the harder you try to escape, the slower you move. And then, pop, you're awake. You're in your bed, the light is filtering through the curtains, and there's this enormous feeling of relief. It was just a dream. But what if I were to suggest to you that this very solid, very real, very serious world you've just woken up into is itself a dream? Heh, I know, it sounds absurd. It sounds like, well, philosophical nonsense. Because, my goodness, the evidence is all around you. The rent is due, the political situation is dreadful, you have a toothache. This is all very, very real. The consequences are real. The pain is real. The anxiety is certainly real. But when I say dream, I don't mean that all this is unreal in the sense that it's a phantom, that it doesn't exist. Oh, it exists, just as a dream you have at night exists. The question is, what is it? How do you interpret it? And more importantly, who is the you that is experiencing it? You see, the fundamental assumption of the dream, the root of the entire wonderful charade, is that you are a separate I, a me, a skin-encapsulated ego, as a friend of mine used to say. A little fellow, a little consciousness, inside a bag of skin, peering out through two holes at a world that is most definitely not me. And this little I feels lonely, doesn't it? It feels isolated, it feels vulnerable. It's trapped in this body, trapped in this timeline, and it has to somehow manage this outside world. This is the great premise of the dream, that I am on my own, and I must fight the universe, or at least negotiate with it, to get what I want. I have to make plans. I have to control things. I have to survive. This is the central anxiety. This is the thrumming, background static of the dream. The feeling that it's all on me. But let's just question that. It's like, imagine you're a wave in the ocean. A marvelous, glorious, crashing wave. You have your own style. You're a curly one or a foamy one. And you look around and you see all these other waves and you get this idea. You think, I am me. I am this particular wave. And suddenly, you're terrified. My goodness, look at all those other waves. Are they bigger than me? Am I going in the right direction? Oh dear, I see the shore. I'm going to die. I'm going to crash. I'm going to be annihilated. And it will all be over. And so this little wave spends its entire life trying to, well, what? Trying to be a better wave? Trying to avoid the shore? And all this time, you're not a wave. You're the ocean. You are the entire, vast, fathomless body of water, just waving. The death you feared was simply your return to the self you never actually left. The separateness you felt was just a momentary play of form. The dream we call reality is this profound hypnosis, this social convention, this shared agreement that we are all just the waves and not the ocean, that we are all just these separate I's. And waking up is not about the wave becoming the ocean. Oh no, that would be an achievement, a task. No, waking up is simply realizing that you have been the ocean all along. But here's the real kicker. Here's the paradox that ties us all in the most delicious knots. The moment you say, all right, I get it. I'm the ocean. I'm not this separate ego. Now, how do I realize that? How do I feel it? How do I wake up from the dream of being a wave? The moment you ask that, you're back in the dream. Because who is this I that wants to wake up? Who is this I that is going to practice waking up? Who is this I that is going to attain cosmic consciousness? It's the wave, it's the little fellow, it's the ego, the dreamer, trying to add waking up to its list of accomplishments. Today, buy groceries, call mother, and attain fundamental reality. You see the joke? The you that is trying to wake up is the dream. The you that is seeking enlightenment is the illusion. You cannot try to be spontaneous. You cannot force yourself to be free. You cannot grasp water. The harder you clench your fist, the more it slips through your fingers. You can't make yourself go to sleep. The very effort of trying is what keeps you awake. And the very effort, the seriousness, the spiritual ambition of the I that wants to wake up is the very thing that perpetuates the dream. It's the most subtle, the most clever disguise of the ego to put on the robes of a seeker and go about looking for the it that you already are. It's like a police officer running around the city looking for a police officer. He's asking everyone, have you seen me? and everyone is terribly confused. Because, well, there he is. The seeker is the sought. So what do? You feel this anxiety. You feel this sense that this reality isn't the whole story. You have this itch, this longing to wake up. But now I've told you that you can't try to wake up, because the you who tries is the problem. Well, what a fix. What a perfect trap. Or is it? Maybe the trap itself is the key. Maybe this double bind, this you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, is the whole point. Because when you really see that, when you see truly that you cannot do anything, that the I cannot grasp reality, that the I cannot force itself to awaken, well, what happens? You stop. You just stop. The frantic effort of the separate I relaxes. Not because you relaxed it, but because you finally saw the utter futility of its activity. And in that stopping, in that surrender, not a surrender to something, but a surrender of the I that was trying, in that silence, what is left? This, just this. The sound of my voice in the room, the feeling of the breath breathing itself, the simple, effortless, spontaneous happening of the world. You see, the dream, the reality you're so busy trying to escape from or trying to fix, is not a problem. It's not a prison. It's a play. It's a dance. A lila, as the Hindus say, a divine play. And the waking up is not about ending the play. It's about enjoying it. It's about realizing that you're not just the pawn, but you're also the player. You are the entire board. But to really enjoy the game, you have to forget. You have to pretend with utmost sincerity that you are just the pawn. That the Godhead, the it, the ground of all being, whatever you want to call it, it's not some static perfection. How boring. It's an artist, and it loves variety, it loves adventure, and so it plays hide and seek with itself. It pretends to be you. It pretends to be me. It pretends to be the spider in the corner and the fly in its web. It pretends to be the light and it pretends to be the shadow, and it gets so involved in the roles, so convinced by the reality of the dream, that it forgets. It forgets that it's it. And that forgetting is the whole thrill. And then the waking up is the giggle. It's the punchline when the player remembers, when the universe peering out through your eyes suddenly recognizes itself. It goes, oh, there I am, I was you all along. And the joke is, there was no I to wake up. There was no dream to escape from. There was just this, the itting, the universe universing, the Godhead Godheading. And you are that. Now I can see the serious person in the back. But Alan, what about suffering? What about evil? What about war and famine and disease? Is that just a play? Is that just a dream? How flippant. Oh, not at all, not at all. You see, you cannot have light without dark. You cannot know up without down. You cannot experience pleasure without the memory or the possibility of pain. If you insist on a universe that is only good, only light, only pleasant, you're asking for a blank white wall. You're asking for half the game. It's like music, a symphony that was only consonant, only nice chords, no tension, no dissonance, no silence. My goodness, how awful that would be. The rests, the silences, are as important as the notes. The tension of the dominant seventh chord is what makes the release of the tonic so sweet. Life, the dream, is this symphony. It is this interplay of dark and light, of sound and silence, of problem and solution. The dream is that you, the little I, are separate from that you are the victim of the bad parts and the chaser of the good parts. Waking up is to realize you are the whole symphony. You are the tension and the release. You are the problem and the solution. You are the seeker and the sought. When you see this, not as an idea, not as a belief, but when you feel it in your very bones, the anxiety of the little I just dissolves. It's not that the problems of the world disappear. Oh no, the rent is still due, that the politics are still messy, but you are no longer the frantic, isolated wave, terrified of the shore. You are the ocean. And you realize that the shore is just another part of you. That the crashing, that the dying is just the rhythm of the dance. So what does this waked up person do? That's the final joke. It's not a what you do, it's a how you are. That the dreamer, the I, is always rowing rowing frantically against the current, trying to steer the river, trying to get somewhere. That the awakened person just stops rowing and discovers that the river is flowing. It is going somewhere. It knows where it's going to the ocean. And he puts up a sail. He uses the wind. He dances with the currents. He works with the Tao, the way of things, rather than against it. This is Wu Wei, the non-doing. It's not passivity. It's not doing nothing. It is intelligent action. It is spontaneous action. It is acting from the whole of you, not just from the anxious, chattering part of you that thinks it's in charge. And you know this. You know how to do this. You do it every time you breathe. Do you do the breathing? Do you beat your heart? Do you grow your hair? No, it happens. This vast, intelligent process is doing you every second. The dream is the interruption. The idea, oh, I must take charge of this. Waking up is letting go of that ridiculous idea. It is trusting the process. Trusting the self that is so much vaster than you think you are, and death, the final terror of the I. Well, what is it? The wave hits the shore. The actor takes off the mask, that the dream ends, but who is it that dies? The illusion of the separate I dissolves. The memory of the past and the anxiety for the future vanish. And what is left? The ocean is left. The player is left. The silence behind all the noise is left. This is left. The dream, the reality are not two. The dream is the way reality plays. The seeker is the way the sought hides. The you is the way the universe experiences itself as you. So you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to achieve anything. You don't need to stop the dream. You just need to see it for what it is. Look, listen. The whole thing is giving itself away every moment. The smell of rain, the feeling of the floor under your feet, the sound of a passing car. This is it. This is the waking up. There is no other. A long final silence. And so you see, the whole point of the dream was just to enjoy the marvelous shock of waking up.